Hey beautiful ones, welcome to another tutorial about the Radiance Fashion Creation. So in this video, what I'll be teaching you is how to make that 4-in-1 turban, which I call 5-in-1 because it can be worn in 5 different ways. So I'll be using rustic in this video. You can make use of your bodycon, you can make use of your shiny poly, you can make use of your lycra, you can make use of satin, any type, anyone that you want to make use of. Just go ahead to make use of what you want, but the thing is that there will be a little difference in the outcome. So now I'll be making use of my rustic, and I've already cut all my fabric out. So I used 1.5 years of rustic, but I would advise to use 2 years. If you know how to manage fabric like me, you can use 1.5, because it is 1.5 I use, and I have made like different colors, like TV colors now, and that 1.5 is working for me, even though I try to manage. So if you don't know how to manage, better get 2 years. So I will be starting with the body of the turban. Now for the body of the turban, I have the band. I want the band to be big. The width, I want it to be big, so that is why I'm cutting out 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches for the width by 24 inches for the length, and make sure you use the stretchy part of your fabric. 5.5 inches for the width by 24 inches. So this turban is going to have a lining. The one that will be outside is this. I have 12 inches for the length, width, and the length, which is the stretchy part of the fabric, I have 25 inches. 12 inches by 25 inches. So I'll be using this journey to do the lining. So the same measurement, 12 inches by 25 inches, I'll be using it to do the lining, so that the turban is going to come out nice. So this is the measurement for the body of the turban. I'm going to set this aside now. Please just pay attention to all these things. If you don't remember the measurements, go over it again. So for the braid now, I have 3 pieces here, and the width is 9 inches by 40 inches. The length now is 40 inches, while the width is 9 inches. So I cut it out into 3 places. So the stretchy part is the length. The stretchy part of the fabric is in 40 inches. Make sure you take note of that. The stretchy part is 14 inches, while the width is 9 inches, which is not the stretchy part. I cut it out into 3 places. Now, if you want to sew this, okay, let me just take this thing one by one so that you can be able to understand everything. So let me set this one aside. So for the other design, the headband, or what should I call it, the pleated headband. So this is the measurements I'm going to use. From here to here I have 14 inches, while this one is 25 inches. If your fabric is enough, it is better you got 25, 26 or 27 inches, but this is not a problem at all, because this is what I achieve. I have to add elastic. Even if you are still using 26, 27, you add elastic, but the thing is that the elastic the length might not be up to this, which is better for me. So if I have enough fabric now, I would have cut 27 inches, 26 inches, but here I have 25 inches into 2 places by 14 inches. 25 inches by 14 inches. I cut it into 2 places. This 25 inches is the stretchy part of this fabric. Please take note of all these stretchy parts I'm talking about, because if you don't take note of them when you are cutting your own, if you go and use that not stretchy part area, you might not come out with a good job. So the 25 inches is the stretchy part, while the length, which is the width, which is the 24 inches, is non stretchy. Can you see? So I'm going to set this aside. Now we are starting with the turban. So what I'm going to do now is to I join this, so it's going to lay like this. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm at the roadside. I always say this in my video because not everybody have watched my previous video. I'm at the roadside, so there will always be noise in my video sometimes. So the shiny part the right side of your fabric will face each other, just like this. Place it on each other, let them face each other. Fold your band to the right side like this and place it in between. You come in by half inch. You come in by half inch here. I don't know, maybe you are seeing what I'm doing. Okay, so you come in by half inch here. You just take it to the other side and flip this lining on it. Remember, the right side is facing each other, so just flip this lining on it like this and sew straight. Just sew straight. As you leave half inch here, also make sure you leave half inch at this other end. If it is necessary, just cut it out. Just sew straight. I'll go ahead to sew it straight now and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so I've sewn it. I've joined the band to the body of the turban, you can see. So just like I said, that at the edge like this, the band must not start from the edge here and must not end from the edge. Just leave half inch. So now we are going to fold it while it's still in like this. We're going to fold it like this and cut some, just like the way we do our turban. So trim it off like that. Now what you need to do now is to just sew from here. You close it up, you come, you close it up to this end here. So I'm sorry for that. To this end here, leaving about 3 inches or 4 inches to turn it out. Now here is the right side, so flip it to the wrong side like this. Take your head circumference. So since it's a stretchy fabric, I'm going to use 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. So I'll take the measurement like this, 10.5 inches. Now what you need to do is that you sew. So you know there is a open part here, you just pull it inside, then lay this one on it. So to be like this. Now take the measurement like this. I will sew, go to this side, make sure my sewing machine climb this one, and I will sew like this. Then do my running stitch. I hope you understand. So make sure you close it up, make your work neat. So I'll do my running stitch. Now for this part, you can just weave it or just do it the way I want to do it. Now I want to do my running stitch. Now I'm just going to hide this inside like this, fold it in and start the running stitch from there. So just for me to have a neat job, so I will start my running stitch from here. Now here is what we have for the turban. So the turban is just like this. Just in case you want to increase your own to 13-14 instead of the 12 inches I use, make use of that. So, but this is okay for me. I don't want it to be too big for my client. Okay, so we are going to see how it looks later. Let us just move on to the braided part of this design. Just like I said, don't forget the measurement, 14 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so for the foam that we're going to put inside our fabric, so this is how it's going to look. This is how it is. I have 1 inch foam here, 1 inch foam. So I cut it, since it's a braid, I have it in 3 pieces. So the measurement is from here to here is 8 inches, while the length is 36 inches. From here to here is 8 inches, while the length is 36 inches into 3 places. That is the same measurement for the 3 places. So for the 3 foam. So the reason why I folded it like this is that I want the braid to come out bold. That is why I folded it. So if you don't want to fold, you can just get 2 inches of foam, or use your fiber. 2 inches of foam, or you use your fiber. But since I don't have 2 inches of foam and I have this one here, that's why I just use the cut out 8 inches so that by the time I fold I will have 4 inches. So what I'm going to use, or what I use for this tool, is that I will apply my hot glue at the edge like this. And if you don't want to apply your hot glue, you can use your USU gum. Just apply it at the edge, press it down very well. Not to, for the USU gum, it can be somehow it can take your time before it glue. So just glue it. If you are using your USU gum, glue it and just press it down very well before you move on to press the others. Just allow it to dry a little bit before you press it down. So that is how I shift this. I want to go and use somebody generator beside me to do this, and so that I can just apply it and cover it and close it up just like this. Now we're going to fold this into two. The right side, this is the right side. Now I'm going to fold it to the wrong side like this and take my foam. So at the edge of this fabric or piece, I'm going to just sew it straight, ½ inch, sew it straight, and pull this away from the edge and sew only the fabric. Sew it straight at the edge like this. You sew everything straight. So the same applies to the other two pieces remaining for the braid. So I'm going to do that now and come to show you the next thing. Okay, so with this now, it will be easy for us to just turn out. So what you just need to do is this. So you open this up and you just use it to turn it out like this. So you begin to pull it inside. It's very easy, very easy. So I have it like this now. Now I'm going to trim off this so that I can bring it out. The way I sew can be what I mean. So I'll try to draw the fabric so that I can have excess like this. So draw everything like the two sides, all this side and this other end. If you are using rustic like me, draw it to have smooth surface like this. So I discovered that the length, the excess here is too much compared to this side. So I will try to pull it to this side. I will try to pull the fabric. I will do that from the edge. So I'll do that on the camera, but just make sure you have a smooth surface. So what I did there is the same thing you are going to do. I think it's okay like this. It's the same thing you are going to do to the other two pieces. Okay, so now let us move on to the other design, the multiplicated headband. So I will take it one by one. Now here you take your measurements, you measure 1.5 inches here, or let me say 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Just mark it straight. So let's assume this is our 1 inch. I'll mark it straight. You move on again, you take your measurement again, 1 inch, and just mark it straight. So all this 1 inch, you are going to do the same thing till you reach the end here, 1 inch. So all this 1 inch, you take it to your sewing machine. On the wrong side, please, on the wrong side, you fold it like this and you sew at the edge. You just sew it straight. You sew it straight. You sew it straight. So you, after you have sewn this one, you pick the next line and you sew it straight till you finish everything, the 14 inches width. So the same thing applies to this. I'm going to do all this thing of the camera on my sewing machine I'll come back to show you. You mark your 1 inch. If you want the space to be big, you can use 1.5 inches. So mark your 1 inch, fold it on the wrong side like this, and sew it straight. So pick the next one, sew it straight to the other end. Pick the next one, sew it straight to the other end. Do the same thing to the two pieces. All right, so this is how it is now. I have sewn it. This is the outer part and this is the inner part. So now I will close it up. I'll bring the two edges like this and just sew it straight. The same thing applies to the second piece. I will sew it straight. So now here is what I have. I'm going to because this is a raw silk, it's not, I want it bulky, like bold, especially at this cross part. I want it bold. That is why I'll be inserting something inside. You can make use of your own like this. You can just leave it like this, and if it is a thick maybe bodycon you are using, you don't need to insert something. You don't need to put anything. So I'll be putting this scuba. I just have 21 inches by 4 inches. 21 inches by 4 inches. I'll be putting it inside so that it can come out bold, just like the black I'm showing you. And if you want to leave it like this, there is nothing there. It all depends on what you want as your hardcore. Okay, so I have the scuba inside now. I'm just going to you may want to ask, can you use foam or fiber? I don't want to use foam because if I use foam it will be too bold for me. I don't want that. You can make use of your wording instead of foam. And if you want it very bold, you can put your fiber, your foam. So just cross it like this. I'm going to cross it like this. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing. So I will make it equal here. The same thing applies to this side too. So as it will remain crossed like this, I'll bring this side to this side and trace it together like this and sew at the edge alone. So I'll sew at the edge. I'll bring the two together, so just to close it up. Same thing applies to this other end. You know, this is on the top part now, so I'll also take this one the same way. I'll just make sure they are the same. I will just take it as well. You just pick anywhere, just sew the edge alone, just sew the edge alone. So I'll go ahead to do that now and show you the outlook. Now here is it. This is the inner part I sew. You can see how I just pick it and sew. Same thing applies to this side. So this is the right side now, and this is the crisscross. So now I'm going to put elastic here, just like what you are seeing here. Now the measurement I have here is 3 inches by 8 inches. 3 inches by 8 inches. While for the elastic is 1 inch, the elastic is 1 inch. This is how it comes. So I just cut the length I need, which is 4 inches. Now this is what we are going to do. I'm going to fold it to the wrong side. I'm going to fold it to the wrong side like this and bring the elastic, and sew like 2 times. So after sewing, I'll just pull this elastic away from the edge and just sew the edge straight and then turn it out from this open end. Now bring the elastic out from the other end like this. This is where I first sewed. So I bring it out like that, close to the edge. Now use your hand to hold the elastic frame, like hold it with your fingers. Then you turn this in and you secured. Make sure the elastic reach there. Just secured with your sewing machine. Okay, the next thing now is to turn it to the right side of this. So bring this at the center here close it up, close it up, and sew. So let this at the center here. You close it up, you close it up, and sew. So same thing applies. Let me use this thing so that I can be able to do it once. So this other one too, still at the right side. You bring it on it, you bring it on it, and use your sewing machine to sew. Now you're going to bring the edge together like this, all the edges together, and take it to your sewing machine to just sew the edge. Now I want to braid, so I don't have anybody around me. On the top of this my sewing machine, I'm just going to put this where I sewed there. Let me try to make that. So then I braid. Now if you want to braid, we are going to fold this into two, just like what you are seeing now. I will fold it like this, fold it like this. No, this is not really easy for me because I did not see anybody to help me hold it, and then this thing is too big for my hand, but I'll try my best. I was the one that made the black without any help from anybody, so I'll try to do that. I just don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so I will braid just a normal braid. So let me just show you how it's going to be, and I'll do it very well because it's for a client. So you just fold it the way I asked you to fold it. If you want it tight, just tighten your hand on it. Just tighten your hand. And if you want it loose, loose your hand. So you continue to braid like that. So that is how to braid it. So I'm going to tighten my hand on it so that it won't be too big, and I will make sure that it's not too small, it's not too tight. Okay, I'm so sorry, dear creative. My camera did not record the part where I was using my needle and thread to just secure the edge so that the braid will not loose back. So after I've done with that, I just bring the two edges together with the same needle and thread. I use it to tack it together, like bring the two edges together before I not cover it with the small piece of fabric I explained to you. So I'm sorry for that, but I hope you get. Okay, so after that you have to cover this just like I did here. So now I'm going to, I just got this from the pieces I have left over, that's why I joined together. I will be using this wording. This is optional, it doesn't necessarily put wording, but I always love the outcome when it's like this. So that's why I usually put wording there. So this is what I do. Call me please. I make use of my hot glue. I will just, there's a way I do it. This is how it just okay for me. There's no light presently, that is why I'm just using this method. So I just close it up. If there's any other means, you can go ahead to do that. So now I have it like this. So bring it like that. then use this one to cover it. If assuming there is light now, I'll just use my hot glue to secure it, but since there is no light, I'll use my needle and thread to just sew it. So I'll sew it, do an invisible tacking there, and come back to show you the final look. So I'll just sew invisible tacking, very neat, in a neat way. So this is how it's going to look. Okay, now so let's see how all these things going to be on our mannequin.